Hello and welcome. Do you like big borders? Do you like tanks? Do you like to watch someone acquire big borders while only using tanks? Because if yes, you will like today's video. Because today we are doing tank-only Turkey. Has been a long time coming, but we're finally here. And best of all, we will be also pushing for Turan this time around. Plus, putting a bit more spice on the challenge. But I shall talk about that later. Because for now, without further ado, Araman, historical, and go. To start off, we will go down the one focus we basically can go down.
Yeah, I've seen this one. It's a classic.
Research-wise, let's take engineering, production, and the truck. And for construction, we're gonna invest a lot into infrastructure for now, because this is going to be important. And production-wise, I'm just gonna build a bit of everything. That's good. So, last thing we have to do before I unpause, delete the entire army and put the garrison to no garrison. Because tank only also means only garrison with tanks. Fun. And yeah, the problem with garrison is that we actually have to garrison something. We have those territories over here, and they will get angry over time. So, yeah, we better get that sorted out. So, first focus is done. We're immediately gonna go down this route over here. Trust me, we need this specifically for something, but we will go into that later. This event over here, we are basically guaranteed to get a good outcome. So we say no settlement, no compromise, double down, and the Soviet Union will always back down, giving us political power and stability. Really good. We will immediately use the stability to get ourselves the silent workhorse, because he's cheaper right now. So let's get him. And because the earlier we get them, the better. I will get myself a chief of army for daily arm experience gain. And I think for what we are doing today, being tank only, division speed is good. So we finished the next two focuses, giving us a good economic boost with a limitation I will talk about later. And decisions. Those are kind of nice, but not that useful. To get it done, I will do peace at home, because here we will go down that route. The one decision here I would actually say is pretty good would be nationalism, because we get war support, and we really need war support at the moment, so we're gonna do this. Might allow us to go to partial mobilization even. That is good. I mean, there's a limitation to partial mobilization, but more about that later. Anyways, peace at home is done, and that focus was quite important because it allows us to just integrate the Kurdish people in exchange for conscription exemptions, which we are fine with. We will have tank only, meaning we will use very limited manpower, and we should not lose too much of it, with all of our troops being in large metal boxes, of course. So I'm fine with that. But before we will be integrating the Kurdish people, I will try to squeeze a bit more out of them with using our command power, because the amount of political power we gain from here is pretty good. Funnily enough, we can even use the political power we gain from here to integrate them. So we make them angry to pacify them. Feels quite ironic, but speeds this process up. Something I will be also doing right now, yes, this is kind of for a meme strat, is fire our current prime minister, which you can apparently do in this game, and employ this new one over here. Because normally you're only allowed to have one prime minister, which should kind of block you from employing other ones. But if you fire them, you currently don't have a prime minister anymore, meaning you can employ a new one. So you're gonna get this guy. Why this guy? Oh, you will see. Let's just say one paradox event, which is quite fundamental for Turkey, breaks a little bit if you change to this prime minister. You're not gonna lie, today I'm really unlucky with those. I only make them angry at the moment. Oh no, already at 61. Hey, finally good event. State has calmed down a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Maybe I should get them integrated now, because some of them are at 81. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start the integration now. So let's start doing this decision over here, because every time we click this, we core one state, but also give them the recruitment exemption, meaning we will only be able to use 15% of the recruitable population, which is fine. You know, I just don't want to garrison these states for obvious reasons right now. Let's do that. First state, integrated. Second state, integrated. Now we're kind of out of political power. And the two states that are not integrated, let's just say one of them is really angry. Good news is we get decent amount of political power, so we should have this under control soon. So I also finished that focus over here, giving us once again an infrastructure bonus for quite a long time, and also civilian factory bonus. You know what? For now, let's just fix our economic situation even more and go down here. I'm also gonna gamble a little bit and click this here. 23% chance for a good outcome. Oh no. Oh, we had a good outcome. That is really good. Otherwise, it would have risen up. Pretty sure about that. Anyways, let's core one more state, only leaving us with this one over here. And this one being at 66% means we are kinda safe. Kinda. So, that focus is done. I'm immediately gonna go down the next one for the political power. Free trade is kind of decent, but long-term kind of bad. And better relations with a lot of people. That is actually quite nice. On top of that, we unlock these decisions over here, which allow us to kind of use political power to get some factories built. Some of them are really strong, like this one giving us 6 military factories after 200 days, or this one down here allowing us to drill for oil later. And some of them are decent, like one civilian factory after quite a long time. This is basically what we will do if we have way too much political power. For now, this is not too interesting. I just wanted to point out it exists. It is good. We will use it later, just not now. Focus is done. We can immediately core with that. The last Kurdish province, good. And also do the last focus over here for a research slot and allowing us to basically e-back other nations for investments. Very good. For now, we have to save a little bit up with our political power because, yeah, there's a lot of things that need fixing, like our debt, civilian economy, which will cost way more political power to go off than you might think. And we can also give scientists refuge, which is an amazing research bonus. So we will do that. And I think the time has come to finally build the tank we want. Basic medium tank chassis. And yes, I wanted to go into heavy tanks initially, but after a test run and a little bit of math, I found out medium tanks are just way better. I know heavy tanks are a good excuse to use all of our chromium because the advanced chassis do use chromium, but medium tanks are so much cheaper. Like, no joke. Look at this. Production cost 3.6 with the basic medium tank chassis versus 12.8 with the basic heavy. And now you might say, oh, you need less tanks per division if you use heavy tanks, which is true, but the difference is 10 tanks. Because if you look over here, a medium tank battalion would cost 50 tanks, while a heavy tank battalion would cost 40 tanks. But looking at the cost over here, which does not survive the argument of the heavy tank costing more than 300% more. But hey, at least we're not doing light tanks today. You're always mad about that, but I like them. I love light tanks, but because I love you too, gonna do medium tanks. Aww. Anyways, we do need faster research, so give refuge to German scientists. Welcome. In the background, radio, also very important for tanks, and we will be going for the small cannon for the beginning, because it's quite cost effective and has a lot of good modifiers. Doctrine-wise, we're of course gonna go Grand Battle, just joking. We gotta go mobile warfare. This focus is also finished, giving us a beautiful fourth research slot and allowing us to continue down our focus tree. Actually, a 35-day focus. Those are kind of rare in this focus tree. I'll take it. Yeah, for this challenge, weirdly enough, the Turkish focus tree kind of being slow is not a bad thing, because we will need quite some time to build up a tank army. But once we have it, we will basically just steamroll all of the enemies. That is at least the plan. And Turkey has a lot of potential in this game. There's so much industry you can squeeze out of Turkey. It is wild. And I have to say, the more I play this focus tree, the more I learn to appreciate it. It is not perfect. It is not my favorite focus tree, but it has its own spin, if you know what I mean. Like, it feels kind of unique to play it. A little bit restrictive, but very unique. Anyways, give refuge to Italian scientists. Welcome. Now bringing us up to 27% research speed, plus 4 research slots. So, next focus, we're not going to go down this one, which is actually really bad. We lose war support, we lose stability. We really don't want to have that. Even though it gives political power and better industry, this is just bad. And for this down here, we actually don't need it. We only need this over here. So let's get that. 35 days, the Treaty of Sadabat. Why not? They all signed the treaty, giving us good amount of political power. And you know what? I shall use that to go to partial mobilization. This is a little bit scary because it will trigger a countdown, which when it times out is really bad for our nation. But I want to build some actual industry, so let's do that. You see this modifier over here giving us pretty good boosts on building stuff, with the big downside of now having disappear. 60-day crisis, and if we don't intervene, we will have a big problem. We can stop it by clicking this decision over here. I'm missing a little bit of political power, but you know what? I want to get the most out of this spirit as I can, so waiting a little bit is not a bad thing. I should just really not miss out on clicking this in time, which I did last time I played Turkey, which is really bad. Talking about really bad, Atatürk falls ill, timing on that, crazy, which we actually don't really care about. This sounds very harsh, but hear me out. How we set up our government, especially our prime minister, means that we broke the game a little bit. Meaning that when this times out and Atatürk should die, he doesn't. He just doesn't die. Because somehow this event is intervened with your prime minister, and because we played our government, how we played our government, he can't die. Like, Hoi 4 is not prepared for what we did. And it's so funny. Meaning until the end of the game, we will keep Atatürk. Atatürk will be our final leader of the government. Zero changes to that. So what I didn't tell you in the beginning is that this is an Atatürk tank-only challenge. He's such a good leader in Hoi 4, not gonna lie. Like, look at all of these bonuses. Not losing him is so good. Anyways, on the side, we have enough political power. Yeah, I don't want to wait this out. I changed my mind. I screwed it up the last time. I don't trust me. Let's get rid of this really good spirit, but also of this bad event chain. Bam. Actually giving us 50 political power back. Really good. And allowing us to stay on partial mobilization, which means we can actually start the militarization of our nation now. But I've decided to build a little bit more infrastructure and a little bit more civilian industry before we do that, because we do get still a lot of modifiers for this. this. And right after that, I will build mills. The upside of this is that we have really good infrastructure now in a lot of states, and we can build those mills really fast. So yeah, trust me when I say this. I have a plan, okay? Trust the plan. Or don't. If you know my channel, don't trust the plan. But maybe trust in me. Okay, don't do that, dude. That's a bad idea. Anyways, more support and a free state. I'll take it. We also have the legacy of Atatürk now, while never losing Atatürk. I mean, it's still a legacy if he's alive, right? If you have a man that just can't die, that's also quite a legacy. I would say that. So, this focus also done. Yeah, this was really fast. 35-day focus, amazing. We need more of those. But because we can't have fun all the time, 70-day focus, just giving us war support. But we need it. Let's do it. I'm still not gonna say no to war support, but oh, I forgot this event gives us political power. That is really good. For 35 days, 5 war support, a state, and 120 political power. Amazing. Okay, even better. I will now start to fix our debt problem and also immediately start off paying our debts. Overall, our debts are kind of crippling to us for one sole reason. They add way more resources on the market on top of having free trade. So right now we give 80% plus 20% plus another 25% of our resources to the market. So right now we're giving 125% of our resources to the market. So with nothing from our resources, this will be all in the red. Yeah, we get 0 resources. Yeah. I mean, for the economy, exporting all of the steel is pretty good. But for us right now, building up equipment, not really good. That's why I've not started to build any tanks or military factories right now, because we can't use them until the debt problem is solved, and it will take us 180 days. And around that time, we will start building military factories. So I would say, well timed. And while we wait for our, hopefully, strong tank army to be prepared, let's talk about today's fitting sponsor, War Thunder. Play now for free on your mom's laptop, your best friend's PS5, your brother's phone, or your own Xbox situated in your living room. And yes, Tom, I'm in you. I'm in your walls. Take control over 2,500 tanks, planes, ships, and helicopters from 9 different major nations. These vehicles range from base tier armor AA to, nice opinion, but here have some rockets worth the GDP of Liechtenstein, helicopters. Dive into intense battles with authentic sound effects, realistic graphics, and incredibly detailed vehicles. Meaning, if you meet a Russian tank in the early game, you better start thinking about your next vehicle, because your shot can't penetrate this block of metal, and you just gave away your position. I love this game. Become part of the over 7 million player large community, which is literally willing to leak confidential information and go to prison just to make their favorite vehicle feel slightly more realistic. Yes, this happened multiple times. And best of all, new players, you can use my links in the pinned comment or video description to sign up right now and get multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decor Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account for PC or consoles. This offer is available for limited time only, so don't miss it. Like I miss ammo-piercing rounds when I see a tiger. So why are you still waiting? Join now, and maybe together we can find the D-point.
Attack the D-point.
What we can also get right now is Modernization Drive, Maneuver Warfare, and later on, I would say Bold Attack for more attack bonuses. So yeah, that's why I got the arm experience guy so early, because we have good amount of arm experience, and now we can basically modify our entire divisions for free. You know, minus 100% design cost. I like it. Anyways, let's get this guy over here. Political power, really good. I would love to have this company over here, but this company over here requires you to have Navy research, and we won't do Navy research, so yeah. Political power, on the other hand, sounds pretty good, so let's do that. And focus tree-wise, we're actually getting to the point now where we get to the interesting part of our focus tree. Really cool. Abuse the Office of Soil Products, giving us way more building slots. I'll take it. So we have the 1938 medium tank chassis research. You know what? I'm actually gonna go into basic engine, because I do like fast tanks too. And yeah, I haven't talked about it yet. MIO-wise, I will not go for the fast MIO, which of course would be very interesting for building fast tanks, but more importantly for us is saving money. And in this MIO, you get a lot of bonuses, not just for the tank, but also for producing tanks overall. They build way faster, they build way cheaper, and they have many of these modifiers over here. We at the end can even specialize in one type of tank, which will be the medium for us. And yeah, MIO-wise, I'm gonna go down like this. This focus over here is done. Let's reconfigure the Turkish foreign policy, because yeah, we're gonna go down this path. In my opinion, it is by far the most fun path here. I mean, the Ottoman path is also very fun. But it's really annoying to do as a tank-only challenge, so no. This path over here, I would love to give it a chance at some point, but I gotta say, it's just not good. Change my mind in the comments, please, but I looked through the modifiers, I looked through what I get. It is just not worth it. Compared to what you get over here, we get so much more stuff, like crazy amount of industry, crazy amount of research bonus, really good. But over here, it kind of feels like meh, you know? You get a lot of AI allies, but it feels like a debuff, not gonna lie. So I would say we have everything to cook up a really good tank. Okay, it's not an amazing tank, but I would say this tank is good enough for now. Semi-expensive, because I do want to build like a decent tank, but we also utilize our own resources. Look, we use chromium. What I will also go into is build some anti-air tanks, because our air force is not gonna be big, or basically non-existent, so we need something to fight the Germans. And I think this is a very good compromise. Very important, always click auto upgrade. I forgot that a lot in the early days of the tank-only challenges, and this makes it so much cheaper to upgrade. And I would also say right now is a very good time to start e-bagging the major powers. So improve relations with you, and you. I kind of use the allies on the commentary right now because in my experience, the Axis just say no. They at least always did that when I asked them in my test run, so you know, probably just bad luck, but it scarred me, okay? I'm just gonna ask the allies now. And yeah, our industry has also rebounded. We lost all of the depth modifiers, so that's good. And I will stop building guns and artillery, and we start building tanks now. At the same time, we also start constructing military factories. And if you think this industry looks underwhelming, you really don't know this part of the focus tree, because over here, you just get free industry everywhere. You just get so much free industry. But let's start with the German-Turkish Friendship Treaty. At the same time, I'm gonna ask the Soviets for possibilities of investment. And yeah, our health condition is terminal. Ataturk is 1 day away from fading away, and the Republic grieves because some other guy named Ataturk just died. Because it's not us, we're still alive, and all I can say is okay. Poor random guy in Turkey named Ataturk. Our Mustafa Kemal Ataturk still very much alive, still very much in charge of the nation, still very much a legacy. I love bugs like these. They give this game a lot of charm, and thanks again to my community, especially Scarred here, for letting me know about this. But we can now finally do this focus over here. Improving our relations with Germany and Italy, and giving us 3 levels of infrastructure. That's kind of worthless. But also 2 military factories per state that produces 65 chromium or more. And the only state that doesn't do that is this state over here. The rest of the big chromium states actually got to the level. So we're gonna get a good amount of metals here. And we're a little bit low on stability, so I'm gonna get myself this advisor over here for a good amount of stability. Because stability does increase political power, factory output, dockyard output, and reduces our consumer goods factory factor. So stability, pretty good modifier. Talking about it, I said I wanted to go down bold attack, but you know what? I will take political loyalty because stability good. This focus also done. I would say right now, this over here for more resources to the market, that will hurt, but less consumer goods and faster mill factory speed seems pretty decent. On top of that, we just gained 6 mills in one focus. It's pretty good for Turkey. But yeah, our industry is now popping off. We are building everything we need for this challenge, and we're basically getting ready for the mid game, the part where we will dominate. So the Soviet Union finally answered our call and wants to build 1 to 3 military factories. It's kind of luck based, and we have no factories in here, so we will pretty fast see how much it is. Actually 2 factories. That's pretty good. But yeah, the Funk plan has been approved. Of course, right now we could go further down here for interesting bonuses, and yes, we will be joining the Axis. Not for long, trust me, but we will join the Axis for the good bonuses down here. But for now, because industry-wise, the earlier we have it, the better, let's go down here for even more factories. Yeah, there's so many factories in this path. It's wild. So, the UK also invests into our economy, actually the same state. Once again, military factories. Okay, how many? Oh, we got another 2 factories. This is actually really lucky so far. We're now up to 25 mill factories. We started with 3, okay? And if you look at our mill factory count, you kind of see we start to get them in the last year. It's so good. But yeah, we have gained those factories over here. Once again, 3 mill factories, just out of nowhere. I'll take them. And because we don't need these focuses over here yet, mostly important for not even the tanks over here or the guarantee. I mean, there's a good research bonus here. But most importantly, down here, we get free oil, maybe. There could also be a price attached to it. But it allows us to get a good amount of oil from the USA, which is so important for this challenge. I found out the hard way that tanks need fuel. I know, crazy, right? So yeah, we have a way more resource-focused build this time around, which focuses on acquiring more steel, building a little bit more factories up. This is so far going very well. And yeah, I didn't talk a lot about it. What I'm doing in the background, I got myself a spy agency. I'm putting diplomatic pressure on nations, next goal being Germany here, and asked them for investment rights. So far, no one said no. Now I'm gonna ask the first Axis member. Let's see. Italy said no. I just don't like the Axis. That's just not nice. So we unlocked the new type of tank, and thanks to auto upgrade, it has immediately been applied. Amazing. So we don't actually need to change anything here. So we have very high relations with Germany. We even have a spy in there, putting on diplomatic pressure. So I would say, let's try to join the Axis. Will we stay in the Axis? No. But we get a lot of mill factories, again, and it allows us to go down this path over here, giving us an amazing bonus in armor research. Plus over here, a political advisor for non-core manpower, 5% compliance gain, and root out resistance. This is amazing. And unlike last time I played Turkey, I will not make it easy for myself. I will not stay in the Axis and just help them destroy the Soviet Union. No, what I plan on is we will destroy the Axis and then alone go into the Soviet Union. Because I'm done with AI peace treaties. I want all of this for myself, so I'm just gonna defeat them alone in the late game. What could go wrong? But we're also gonna start building now artillery tanks. Yup, we're doing everything today. Actual diverse tank divisions. Focus is done. Germany welcomes us in the Axis, and we're just not gonna join the war because I'm not stupid. I don't want to be involved with the Allies. What I will do is I will increase German military aid, and after that we will leave the Axis. So focus is done. We can now just leave the Axis and go down here. What I will do first is get myself the last research slot because that is really good, and I'm also gonna just leave the Axis because yeah, I'm not interested in that drama. And yeah, once again we sniped ourselves a lot of mill factories, basically had to sacrifice nothing. I'm also gonna change us from free trade to export economy. Still getting a lot of modifiers. I mean, of course, less than free trade, but we're currently giving a lot of industry for importing stuff like steel, and we do actually have steel. So getting these 6 civilian factories back, while also not really losing any civilian factories from trading, because we're still exporting so much, is huge. Yeah, we got so much factories back from this. This is amazing. So I want to present the tank division I'm gonna use. Is it amazing? No, but I think it should have quite a punch. Overall, it fulfills my requirement of 50% hardness right on the spot. Because yeah, since we made Italy as a tank only challenge, we have the 50% hardness requirement for tank divisions. Love those beautiful Italian tank divisions. So yeah, let's build tanks. I'm also gonna start the production of this tank division over here, basically being a very bad interwar tank. And the sole reason of this tank over here will be basically a very cheap garrison. This tank will do nothing else than just garrison provinces. So I'm just gonna make like this division over here, 10 combat with only light tanks, and I will only be using our interwar light tank chassis. So yeah, slowly but surely we are preparing for expansion. So now with the last research slot in our hands, we're gonna do a tech for a long winter, giving us good modifiers for climatization, and Lydia starting with a better skill. I'll take that. Will be good in the Soviet Union. Not now, but in the Soviet Union. Something really good we can also add to our normal tank division is easy maintenance for more reliability and less production costs. I will add this to all the tanks. It is quite expensive, but not gonna lie, having that is just so good. I've also just now researched rocket artillery, and because I'm a big fan of memes, I'm gonna add that to my artillery tank. It is entertaining to me, okay? So, and with these focuses done, and this bypass, because we're not in the Axis, let's do restoring our nation's pride for way more political power and stability. Two things very much in demand, and on top of that, I will finally do this big decision over here, giving us 4 military factories and a lot of building slots. That is really good. In the background, our first few tank divisions have actually been built. I know, crazy. And we're now really starting to prepare for war. You know what? To make it official, war justification against Bulgaria. Small correction of my template here. I did just notice I used cavalry recon instead of motorized, which really reduced my max speed. Also added signal company and also logistics company. So yeah, that's gonna be the tank division. I hope it works. I'm just winging it. So the Soviet war begins, meaning the Germans will be very busy now and allowing us to start our own front over here. Very much under-equipped and a little bit screwed. Anyways, that focus is also done. Let's go down here, allowing us to create a faction and demand our old borders back. Losing stability, gaining war support. The losing stability part does kind of suck. But yeah, let's start the expansionist path of our focus tree all the way down here. And before we go further down here, something I kind of forgot to do is fix our army. So yeah, let's start that. Our war goal is done. The only thing I will be doing is take my entire navy up here to the north and do a strike force. This way, the Germans can't naval invade us because they don't have enough ships to do anything in the Black Sea, and they can't bring any new ones because we control a strait. So Bulgaria, goodbye. Economy, war economy now. And you all push. We can join the Allies, but no one else joined the war so far. There's a slight, very slight chance that if we're fast enough, we can snipe Bulgaria without the Axis intervening. That would be huge. The answer is yes. Yes, we can capitulate all of Bulgaria before the Axis join. So I will puppet them, take all of the industry, because they have actually big amounts of industry in here, and all of the resources, because we need resources. Overall, this is a huge success, because this just really boosts our industry. Next war goal, I would say Italy. 40 days. Let's do it. So we get the trade event with Sweden. Overall, really good, because we gain 5% consumer goods factory factor. Kind of bad, but we lose 6% construction costs on our medium tanks. Also 5% on a light tank, which is, you know, a very cheap tank, but we're still building it, so that is really good. And later on, if you want to build fighters, they're cheaper too. So once again, war goal is ready. Gonna bring my troops to the Italian border and declare the war. Yep, the time of peace is over. We want to start doing stuff now. And I know we're now at war with the entirety of the Axis, but we are way stronger than before. We have a way better industry than before. And because the Italians didn't prepare for us, we are about to actually get some more of Greece. And yes, I will not call in my puppet, because the reduced front line is a charm for my tank army. We've pushed to this port over here. I would say time to build a railway real quick. And I think that's also a way better position to kind of hold for now. Okay, I underestimated these tank divisions. They are so fast. And also worth it to mention, they are really good. I mean, this is just the Italians here, right? But they are really performing well, because this is mountains. They should suck in this terrain. They don't. And here we pushed all the way down to Athens, so we even got that. Good. It's a little bit of occupation cost, that is true. But over time, we should get compliance over here. Oh, we're out of fuel. That also explains why my tanks slow down. You know what? I had this big speech about how we could get oil from the US. Then I completely forgot about it. So you know what? Improve relations with the US, non-aggression pact, all the things we can do, and get ourselves that fuel. I'm also going to finally start researching the last tank around 1 year ahead of time. And using our bonus, we'll actually have it in 200 days. That's really good. So, did encirclement, removing a few Italian divisions from the front line. Might be actually able to capture that over here. A lot of fuel again, though. I'm like importing all the fuel I can from the Soviet Union, because we need to keep these pushes going. You know what? Extensive conscription sounds very good. I would really love to get a military theorist at this point to reduce the cost of my doctrines, but yeah, I don't have the time for that. I need the political power for a lot of other things, mostly industry. We will gain a lot of army experience in a second anyways, so I'm just gonna take the 10% L and invest my political power rather into my economy, which is trying to keep up with my pushes, and I'm missing like 1,000 tanks now. But Panzer Expert, I'll take that. So, not encirclement. I'm basically just rushing for the supply ups, by the way. That is a very good strat right now. So I want to gamble a little bit. I see Italy has like nothing here, so I'm gonna try a little bit of a naval invasion. I know this is very stupid and shouldn't work, but if it works, very funny. Come on. Yeah, let's go win Italy. Oh, how did I pull that off? It's actually really good. I'm gonna risk it, bring a few more tank divisions over, because if we can capitulate Italy really fast, it would mean that we would get a free puppet over here. In the moment, I just want to do a small push on the side, and now you're in the capital city. No comment on that. But yeah, we're in Rome. These tank divisions are so good. And I don't even have an air force. This is just tank divisions. Oh, and I just found all of the Italian divisions in one port. What is going on here? We did also just research the better tank. I don't want to replace them right now, because we're missing quite a lot. I mean, I'm also building new tank divisions in the background, but the losses do really stack up, and occupying Italy is very expensive, so we gotta win this fast. In the background, we do be deleting a lot of Italians over here, but it's very good for the war participation. Yeah, gone. How much Italians have fallen there? 350k versus my 20k losses. Like, overall losses. That is good. And Mussolini is gone. A little bit of a downside. We start to lose land down here, but you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice that for the victory in Italy, which we do be very close to right now. Anyways, we get the trade deal with the US for the oil, where we basically gain civilian factories, excavation research bonus, and 16 oil. And you know what? I'm gonna take that. Silver has started. My puppet. Very good. The US now gets the chromium over here, but we get way more fuel. That was huge. We can transfer the territory, and we will 100% do that. Meaning that I don't have to occupy this anymore, and my puppet has to hold this. Also, all of these troops are now encircled. You know what? New priorities. Keep them encircled. Yeah, that's a nice encirclement. So, Italy capitulated to the UK. But that pretty much concludes this front line over here. What I will focus now is this big front line over here, because they will attack us at some point anyways, and I might as well just take them. I might actually not need to justify here, because the Allies are already doing that. You know what? I'm just gonna join the party in case they don't join my war. But yeah, overall speaking, we get 6% war participation now. Not a lot. The Soviets get the most, and they're just basically losing at the moment. And Vichy France joined the war. Very good fast, because I put a lot of tank divisions here, and they're already attacking. Let's go. Oh, But the last thing I calculated with is the Germans coming from here. So I have like no troops here. That is really bad. To be fair, I showed this front line earlier. Just forgot for a second that I'm kind of involved in this theater too after being in Italy for so long. And yeah, amazing news. We can reduce the autonomy of Italy already. How much factories will we gain? We're now looking at 85 and 60. Jumping up to 96 and 105. Yeah, we're building a lot more tanks now. I can tell you that. But yeah, generally speaking, we stabilize this over here. We could even push into the oil fields over here. That would actually be amazing. We do be in deficit of about 4,000 tanks right now. So no, we're not doing anything experimental anymore. We should chill with the pushes a little bit, but we should be proud of what we achieved so far, which is basically having an only tank army with only tank garrison versus the greatest enemy of the World War. Yeah, that's good. That's Vichy France capitulated. Kind of pokered here in beeline for that. Generally speaking, huge success. We are actually really down the focus tree now, and I decided to core this region over here because I'm already there. I would say we do the Turanist ambition next, which takes very long anyways. And would you look at that? Our first leader, adaptable. A tank army that has Hillfighter and Mountaineer. That says a lot about the challenge, not gonna lie. There's so much mountain everywhere here. That makes tank all in Turkey actually really hard. I mean, joining the Axis would have made this war a lot easier, but joining the Axis would have also meant that I don't get Turan. So, no. Yeah, the Allies have shown off a lot of incompetence in this entire playthrough. They are about to capitulate Japan, though, and I think if Japan is gone, they will not struggle with Germany as much anymore. The Soviet Union is also at war. Oh my god. I always forget about that, Zero, I hate you. Yeah, that's Japan done, and I did nothing this war, so let's see what the I did. Soviet Japan. Forget North and South Korea. We have North and South Japan now. A way less cursed timeline, of course. What is going on here? That China now controls this over here while I occupied it. Oh my god. Why did all of this land go back? This has nothing to do. I'm still in the war with Germany. What is this war for? And the Allies asked me to join. I gotta be honest, there's nothing speaking against this anymore. I'm not holding any Allied land anymore. So why not just do it now? I do be having 10% war participation now, which is good. We did also just finish Turanist ambition, which kicks us out of affection. Oh, forgot about that part. We've been invited to the African Union. You know what? No. So I'm doing very drastic measures now because I feel like the Germans are very soon gonna capture the Soviet land. What I'm gonna do now is basically, even if I'm not in the Allies, ask them for military access so we can just crush the West Front and just annihilate Germany, because we have to stop it now, because if we don't stop them now, they will capitulate the Soviet Union, and then the Soviet Union will not be a separate war to me. Then I have to share the entire peace treaty with the Allies, and they have quite the percent in the war against the Germans. So no, we don't want that. But yeah, we're shredding them now. Working together with the Allies works. Maybe I should have done it earlier. Now that I know I would have lost Greece anyways, it doesn't matter. But yeah, why are the Germans at war with China though? That is genuinely confusing. What is going on there? But yeah, the Germans will collapse. This is not a question of if anymore, it will happen, but we have to do it before the Soviets collapse, which is getting really close. I'm missing like 7%. There's always lag spikes like this that make me very nervous. And we can join the Allies again. Very good. Let's finish this. Berlin has fallen. Yalta Conference. I mean, I don't feel like the Soviet Union are in a position where they could ask for a Yalta Conference. Maybe because even Yalta is occupied, but that's something else. Still, Vienna is about to fall. This was like a hellhole to do. Don't ask me why. But as soon as this war is over, we can start our own great ambitions. Please, Vienna, capitulate. Thank you. Oh, Germany, done for. We just have to capitulate Hungary now, which of course turned into a great power. But yeah, I think this is pretty much done. So let's start off with the obvious. I'm gonna give Italy its land back, take myself this island over here, and feed this to Bulgaria. Peace treaty is done. The world looks horrible, but I got myself good amounts of land. Italy, of course, being a huge success. What I didn't expect but got is Spain. And I fed Bulgaria a little bit of land here and puppeted myself a little bit of Romania for the oil access, meaning I don't need to import any oil anymore. The huge downside is that we are basically at square one now with the entire invasion of the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union have a grand network of support over here. That is a little bit scary. Yeah, we are at war again, and I would say, let's go. Because I'm kinda scared that the Chinese United Front will fall apart fairly soon. I shall just attack them now while we're already fighting the Soviet Union. And because the Chinese were so nice to own a lot of land around me, I guess we just take this while we're already doing all of that. Okay, took a little bit of planning and some losses, but we got Iraq. But oh my god, fighting in desert and mountain tiles with tanks against mass hordes of Chinese people that shouldn't even be here is horrible. But I would say the time for an air force has come. So I'm gonna build this fighter with this CAS. I started a small offensive on the Soviet front, and I gotta say, yeah, I think against the normal enemy in normal terrain, quote unquote, this is going quite well. How much losses have I just inflicted on the Soviets? 1.3 million. We should stop after a while, by the way, because we don't have that many tanks to hold all of this, but we should also secure supply ups first. So mission for today is doing that. First collaboration government I did, 45%. That is a really good collaboration government. Let's do a second one. Oh my god, of many spies in my nation. What is going on here? Okay, I started a nuclear program. For some reason, all the nations in the world really want me to succeed because Bulgaria, my puppet, gives me a bonus, which is fine. They are my puppet. And out of nowhere, Congo. Congo is sending me a research bonus. That is so good. Turkey might get its uranium machine. Yeah, little encirclement over here. Really good. Many Soviet troops gone. Okay, amazing news. The Chinese Civil War broke out, meaning, of course, China left the Chinese United Front. It joined the Comintern. Everything is good, as long as they don't join the Allies. I have a little bit of a manpower problem. I mean, okay, let's go to all adult serve for now. But as soon as you go deep into the Soviet Union, it will actually solve itself, because I have this guy over here for 5% non-core manpower, and this guy over here for another 2.5% non-core manpower. So as soon as we kind of secure this region over here and get a little bit of compliance, we will have more than enough manpower. Collaboration government of Greece. No, that could actually be good for conquering Greece back. I'm gonna do that. We now have a collaboration government of Greece in Rhodes. It's actually really good. A few more of those and this is gonna become way easier. While China was very annoying in the beginning, now that they're in the Civil War, where the Soviets don't want to help them, this has become quite easier to reconquer. I gave all of Greece to my puppet. My Air Force is kinda helping me to get the islands back. Will take me quite some more time before I get them both, but a breakthrough over here is possible. And I gotta be honest, I need this unit somewhere else, so getting them kicked out here would be great. Second compliance government also done, bringing us to 75%. Really good. Something I actually didn't think about when I attacked China is that we can core them once we have Turan. At least parts of them. So that is really good. So this city over here has finally fallen. Too clever, because the supply situation over here horrendous. And an expensive army like tanks, hard to maintain. But with pockets like this, being more on a daily basis, the Soviet front lines are actually getting thinner and now being actually supplemented by Chinese troops because I've killed so much already. This becomes very doable. Yeah, I forgot how good these tank divisions are when they actually have supply. They're just winning now. Downside is I probably have to stop now because I just don't have enough tanks. The front line is getting way too thin. So, small development. The UK declared war on Iran. I also need stuff from Iran. So what I did is I declared my own war on them, making them of course join the Comintern, meaning that the Comintern will be very soon at war with the Allies. Funnily enough, this means we're conquering some core states over here, because through the Turan path of our focus tree, we got cores here. So yeah, I'm not complaining. That is really good amount of manpower here. I think I can actually go off all adult serve, which is pretty drastic, and go to excessive conscription, because I even own so much of the Soviet Union now that the non-core manpower starts to kick in, especially in states like Stalingrad with 60% compliance. So yeah, we're really starting to get some results here. Soviet Union also volunteering for an encirclement. Love to see that. Goodbye divisions. And yeah, the Allies have been called into this war. The Soviet war is about to become a lot easier. And you know what? To celebrate that, I'm also going to call in all of my puppets. My war participation is by far the biggest anyways, and I doubt it will change anytime soon. What I should probably do now, with all of these troops probably leaving, is to literally just push. I like the green. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Soviet Union. How to say that? And they're gone. Little problem being, there's a lot to be cleaned up, and I have to fight China, because I'm already at war with the entire Chinese faction over there. So, yeah, I would say cleaning this up as soon as we can, and then going over there is a priority. The good news is with nationalist China, the Allies will help me. War participation-wise, I'm at 78%, and that will probably not change a lot. Most of the fighting is over now that the Soviet Union is gone. And I got like all of the big cities and industry, so yeah, I'm the winner of this conflict, I gotta say that. And I think with no more enemies over here, I'm just gonna annex Bulgaria, because I can finally do this focus and get a core on Greece. Let's go. That actually might help a lot in getting the land in the peace treaty. Not gonna lie. This is gonna screw over my manpower pool, but it will give me basically the entire Soviet Union for free. So yeah, manpower pool reduced, but would you look at that, all of this is now core land of the Soviet Union. Of course, later on we have to annex them because I need the land, but in the peace treaty, I don't need to take this land anymore. This puppet now exists already. That is amazing. I didn't even think about that when I did the collaboration government. But yeah, back to fighting China. I'm basically just waiting for nationalist China to collapse, which will probably still take a while, but overall, getting China and the Soviet Union in like one war is huge. Next collaboration government, Iraq, welcome. Yeah, this war is going on for quite a while. while. And it turns out I can do a lot of collaboration governments now. And yeah, I totally forgot. This guy gives daily compliance gain. That's why we're getting them so fast. I mean, okay, the Soviet Union we did a lot of compliance governments. But Iraq was, you know, for being a local police force, really quick. Okay, I don't know if I made it easy on myself, but Communist China capitulated. And it's kind of also my fault. The good news is that the Allies starting to land over here, meaning nationalist China will have some problems very soon. Would you look at that? We got a nuclear bomb. Let's go. I think someone else also has nukes. I might not be the only nuclear power in the world at the moment. Oh no. Finally, the war is over. It took forever, man. China at the end was gruesome. So peace treaty is done and apparently game is over. Yeah, it's quite late already, to be fair. I got myself basically everything I could. Don't be scared. I took everything directly because I get compliance so fast that in no time I will have compliance governments over here. But we still have to defeat them. At least the Guangxi clique is the only great power, so I guess that's the good news. I love how the British want to send me troops to help. Sure. Yep, the tank divisions are for some reason shredding in China. This is wild. That's China. And it was actually way easier because I only had to capitulate the Guangxi clique. I just ignored all of that over here. It was a good choice. Anyways, good conquest. Russia, I need your land back. Yeah, looking pretty good. And no, we still can't form Turan because we're missing 2 provinces. And to be more precise, actually 3. We're missing this, which is in our land, and this. What it doesn't tell you, you also need this one over here. You need Aleppo. That's not on this list, but yeah, I did test run, so I know that. Meaning, our next war will be against the Allies. Let's go. So, for the last part of the video, because I wanted to keep it interesting, I decided to do something I normally don't do and stream the rest in beforehand. Meaning the people in the stream had no idea how we got to this point, but I wanted to have company, okay? Like a world conquest can be very lonely. But because I also changed a little bit of my settings lately, the recording got a little bit corrupted. So expect a little quality drop. I should have this fixed by the next stream, by the way. Follow me on Twitch. Now. So my plan before the war is that we build up a little bit, build more divisions. We have to coast guard a lot of land, a lot of manpower now. We don't have a lot of cores, but because we have a lot of compliance in the Soviet Union, we get a lot of manpower even though we don't have cores yet. I also want to pop out a few more compliance governments, like in Europe where I don't need them. I want to make a compliance government Italy. I want to make a compliance government Spain. Okay, chat, do we do the Kingdom of Albania? Do we release that? Do we want King Zork back? Do we want to get ourselves some Zork? Actually, we're really close to Japan. We need no troops here. We can utilize these troops somewhere else. This is actually really good news. I can't give them the troops back. Here, you go into the void. Every Italian unit, I'm just gonna send into the gulags. There you go. I'm gonna call this the gulags. It's where the Italian divisions go that I can't disband. After that was all prepared, the next logical step was war. Everyone ready? We are now at war with the world. The Allies are pesky. That's why I want intercontinental ballistic missiles. And quite early in the war, because we literally needed 2 provinces, we got to form Turan. That felt really good. Wait, can we do it already? Oh, we can form Turan. First time I formed Turan. Let's go. I don't know. I expected fireworks for some reason. Anyways, what we will do next is assimilate China.
China will grow large.
This will give us more than enough manpower. And our flag is pretty cool, by the way. Did our tanks got bigger? We have bigger tanks now? Look at the tank comparison. We have like 50% bigger tanks now that we're Turan. And to conclude the master plan, I mean, just watch for yourself. It is genius. We have nuclear warheads. Okay, okay. I would say we do like 1 test calculation of missile. France is in range. How? What was the chance? 95%? We will nuke 75%. Brother. Ah! How? We're reaching impossible levels of chance. Okay, let's check bias. We're gonna do Berlin next. This nuke was successful. Every other nuke works so far. We're really winning in India. Getting India claimed up would be huge, because then these troops, they could actually open a front against main Europe, calling in our Poland and taking over all of this, all the way to France. Sadly, after 2.5 hours of streaming, the footage got completely corrupted, meaning the recording is completely gone, and the stream sounded like this. Come on, come on. Yeah. Tactical retreat into a better position. Yeah, I know. Great. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we could have won this. Because looking at the map right now, after India has been secured, I basically control all of Asia and have enormous amount of cores. Yeah, I think like 5 more hours of streaming, I probably would have gotten this. Sadly, I do be really out of time, as you might have noticed. There's a sponsor in this video. Talking about the sponsor, don't forget to send love to War Thunder. I don't often take sponsorships, but this one I did gladly. And if you want to support the channel even more and have a part of your soul to sell, then let the sponsor know who sent you and click my links below and secure yourself amazing bonuses on PC or console as a new player, or if you haven't played at least for 6 months. For myself, I will be going a little bit on a winter break now. If you want to know what it exactly means, I will post something in the community tab of the channel and my Discord. My Patreons, as always, I love you. Until next time, bye.